So, we have another Daniel Larson phone call today. This one was recorded on 11/15/2024, and that also just happens to be Daniel's birthday. Happy birthday, Daniel. But in this video, little Sippy is talking with Daniel again, and Daniel is explaining how he's was in contact with Griffin, and he's not sure if Griffin/Clark has anything to do with why he's in jail. He's very concerned that Bob hasn't called him, and Daniel does say that every time Bob does not respond to Daniel or he doesn't get a phone call from Bob, Griffin or Clark starts acting weird, and Daniel's like, I think he's in cahoots with Bob, all the Bob hate again. But Daniel in this first clip kind of talks about, hey, he's kind of just frustrated. He doesn't want to be in jail on his birthday anymore. And this whole phone call kind of seems like Daniel's just frustrated about a situation that he's in, and he just wants to get out. And Griffin is now telling him that, oh, we can maybe get you out by Christmas. And Daniel was like, I should have been moving in with Grace by Christmas. So Daniel kind of has some words with Grace. He kind of is just fed up with everybody. So let's get into this.
They're concerned now because of what has happened. They're concerned about complications, legal complications.
I'm pretty sure I told you what was going on with your case, though, didn't I?
Legal complications after the fact. Like if I got arrested, if I got released, right? What would happen after? Like how it would affect Grace.
Oh, okay. So you said...
Which is kind of fucked up if they know for a fact they've been involved.
So you said Griffin is in contact with Grace's PR manager?
Yes, and he's been in contact with them way since before I even got arrested. No. I used to be in contact with them, but I was told they were impersonators. But now I'm confirmed that they're not.
Okay. So if you've been in contact with Griffin, then you know the news with your family, right?
I know the news with my mother, yes.
Okay.
I don't know anything about Bob. I don't know if something has happened to him or what, but he's to a point to where, like I said, he's not getting back to me. It's been 2 weeks. I've missed now 3 commissaries. And yesterday my $200 tablet that I can only get one a year, and it's the only thing that I have that keeps, me busy in my cell, just broke.
Okay, so I paused the video because there are some things I want to talk about. First, we have the 3 missed commissaries where Daniel's like, hey, I can't get anything and Bob's not getting me any more money. Like I pointed out in the last 2 videos, this is just more of the usual. This is kind of, rinse and repeat of classic Daniel. But this was kind of interesting that little Sippy brings up that, hey, allegedly, I'm not 100% sure, but Daniel's mother did pass away, but Daniel is going to bring up that he's not sure if it was his mom or it was Bob, because he hasn't been hearing from Bob, so he just Daniel just kind of like brushes over this, and little Sippy will try to bring this back up in the video later on. The other thing that was really funny in this clip was Daniel's iPad, or this device that he entertains himself with, broke, and I just thought it was like crazy that you would give Daniel Larson, somebody that will just throw stuff, an expensive tablet, but I also think it's funny that Daniel's like, well, this is like 99% of like my entertainment in the prison, and it's just like the prison just gave Daniel an iPad. He's literally an iPad kid. That's literally what it is.
I'm like completely fucked.
Is that the tablet you used to send the core links messages?
No, but it's okay. Where I can rent movies for my cell. It's like literally where most of the action 99.9% of the action inside the jail is through.
Okay. Well, I don't
So
know.
without that, I'm kind of fucked up.
I
But
know you
that's
need money on your
thankfully.
books. I had an idea. I don't know if you're open to it, but I was thinking I could help you sell autographs, and then we could put the money on your books like that. That's the only reason. That's the only thing I could think of to help you get money.
We can see. That is a good idea. I thought about doing it inside the jail too, just going up to other inmates and trying to sell autographs. But
Yeah.
thing is, it's hard to do.
Well, it might be hard to do in the jail if they're not fans, but you gotta have
Right,
fans on the
and it's
outside.
gonna be there's a whole trust thing involved too,
Yeah.
because people in the past, we kind of already know that. I'm not sure.
Doing all.
Lucky guys. First, Chris Chan was selling drawings from prison, and now Daniel Larson is gonna give his autograph to us. We are living in such a great timeline, aren't we? But no, I think that this is kind of a way for Daniel to get money, and he needs it. I mean, he can't keep relying on people outside to give him money while he's in prison because we don't know how long he's going to be in there for, and it seems like the prison is trying to probably get him transferred to this like institution that we were first hearing about in the first series of calls, and I don't believe that Daniel's going to be getting out anytime soon, so maybe doing these autographs is a good way for Daniel to kind of start making some money, but
With selling
Well, if
stuff.
Griffin's the one doing it, that means the Vanderwalls are doing it too. But,
Okay.
and I also can't get a hold of Griffin today. Whenever Bob doesn't answer, Griffin starts acting all weird.
So
I believe Griffin is working with Bob too.
and they're both profiting off your name?
I think everybody is. I think Tina, Grace, I don't know what's the entire motive of it, but I'm sitting in here, they're not getting me out, and in the meantime, they're just doing whatever they want. It's ridiculous. But I did talk to Griffin, like I said yesterday, and he said that he wants to try to move forward with me and Grace, no matter what Tina says.
it's kind of the first time that, well, in my opinion, we're hearing Daniel actually being angry at the Vanderwalts and being angry at Clark. Now, he was kind of giving him some slack in the last phone call I covered, but now it's kind of like he thinks that everybody is in conspiracy to keep him in jail, and later on in the video, I know I cut it probably a little bit early, but he will start saying that Clark is probably in cahoots with Bob, and they're just trying to take the record label's money, and they're just using Daniel Larson's name and taking all that money that's supposed to be his over the music and stuff. So it's kind of like this, like I said in the beginning, this phone call is really Daniel being frustrated because we were hearing him say that he should be getting out by the 25th of this month. That's what Daniel was hearing from Clark from the first time. So I'm thinking Daniel's just very frustrated in this one, and it just kind of gets worse as this video progresses.
Weren't you saying that Griffin was trying to just get in contact with you just to steal Grace from you, though?
I cannot confirm that. I cannot confirm it at all.
But you had your suspicions.
This call is from a federal prison.
So I can't confirm any of that, so I don't know. People are saying that, like other people are coming up to me and, saying that, but the thing is, I can't confirm anything. I don't have any proof.
Okay, but
like, I'm sitting in jail with all these people saying things. I have no proof to prove otherwise, other than the phone numbers and stuff that I've gotten, addresses, and the conversations. That's all I have. I don't have proof of anybody profiting, or even if that is, I know it's real, I don't know if they're actually selling it.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? I don't know if what they're saying is lies or if it's 100% true. Griffin told me yesterday that my mother might have passed away on Halloween, but Bob's not getting back to me.
No,
So now I'm to a point I don't know if Griffin is lying and it's really Bob passed away or what. Like, I'm to a point I just don't believe anything. But the only thing I believe is the numbers with Grace and the fact that Griffin is in contact with the PR.
As Daniel was saying, he has no proof of what's really going on. People are just telling him stuff, and a lot of people are just giving him false hopes, false promises of when he's going to get out of prison. So, I kind of feel bad for Daniel at this point in time. The man's just frustrated that he doesn't know what's going on, and we were hearing in his other phone calls that he's not in really contact with his lawyer, which is something that is kind of weird to me, and it was kind of weird to even them. So it's just kind of, this is just going to a point where Daniel is starting to be like, well, who's going to come and help me? The Vanderwalts said they want me out of prison, supposedly, which he's talking to trolls, so that's nothing that they can do there. But Daniel's just frustrated at everybody, it seems, and he really wants people to get him out of there, out of the prison, because he believes that he should be out. He didn't do anything wrong. He believes the government's just put him into this jail for no reason, which, by the way, Daniel has no proof of. He is saying that it's because of they're trying to stop him from voting and stuff, which he says later on, but Daniel really doesn't have proof of anything. He doesn't really have any proof of anything that anyone is saying, but he's believing it because Daniel is kind of delusional. We've seen that.
That's all I can trust right now.
Why do you believe that Griffin's in contact with Grace's PR though?
Because I used to be in contact with Grace's PR, along with Griffin. Well, and Griffin told me to actually, before I got arrested, he told me to just hop on a plane, violate probation, along with Grace, and just go to their house in South Carolina. And I said, I'm not going to do that. But the thing is, they wanted me to violate probation to go on tour with Grace. And Grace has been saying that for years. So the fact that she's been saying to go ahead and violate probation and all that, Grace is really the one that I believe at this point, especially since all of my addresses and all of the stuff that I've been getting, all the information. Griffin, I'm not sure if you knew this, but Griffin also admitted on the phone that Tina, right? He admitted that Tina promised to help me out and I would never get arrested again. He admitted that.
Oh, yeah.
And here I am in jail. So they're clearly lining up a storm.
So in that last clip, we heard that Daniel was talking with Griffin and then talking to the troll of Grace, of saying that they want him to break his probation, they want him to go on tour with Grace, and then Daniel tells basically little Sippy, hey, Griffin said that Tina was going to help me. Basically, if I ever got in prison again, she's going to help me out. And he seems very frustrated at this point.
And I'm the monkey in the middle. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I still haven't figured out my Colorado state ID that got stolen, because the guy who stole it looked just like Jacob Sartorius, the Disney Channel star. Like, no joke. He looked 100% like him. And Griffin also looks 100% like him.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just one thing.
It's weird as hell.
One thing that I thought was really weird about Griffin, when I took a step back and started to think about it, was when Griffin told you that the Fed showed up at my house. I never told anyone, not on the internet, not anybody.
Which means he's the one that did it. And then not only that, he's the one that did that.
Or
in my
he's a Fed.
opinion. But then he also told me that the Fed showed up at his house.
I thought the Fed showed up at his work is what I heard, but I don't know.
I don't know, but he said the Feds have definitely shown up along with the Secret Service.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And Grace also told me way back in like January that the feds also showed up at her house and her work.
In that clip, Daniel is painting Griffin or Clark out to be the bad guy, and Little Sippy says that, oh, he, never told anybody that, he got visited by the feds, but in his last public Daniel Larson video, in the last one, even in my video that I covered, he literally tells Daniel that he got visited by like the Secret Service. So like, I mean, he did tell people. So Griffin could have just watched his video and found out, and that's why he told Daniel, or Daniel even told Griffin about Little Sippy getting visited by the Secret Service.
You still haven't talked to her since you've been in jail?
I haven't talked to her since I've been in jail. Last I heard was Grace didn't like Jacob Sartorius. They had some type of internet beef or something, industry beef, where they just hated each other. But then the week before I got arrested, she's like, oh, I love Jacob now. Now I don't know who I'm going to date.
So you think that Griffin might be Jacob Sartorius undercover or in disguise?
Possibly. That's what I believe, and I've been trying to expose him for years because Grace made it clear that she wants to be with me. Even in my legal discovery, I have pictures of Grace that she sent me where it's kind of weird, but she spelled my name on the paper, on top of the picture, like Photoshop, but she put my name in all capitals, Daniel Larson.
Wow. Okay.
And which means, right, from a legal perspective, that can stand in court.
Daniel basically was just talking more about Grace in that last video that, oh, well, Grace doesn't know who she's gonna date, so that was just hit or miss. But the next part, Little Sippy's gonna bring up Daniel's mother and ask, hey, were you close with her? What was your relationship with your mom like?
Okay. So were you close with your mom, though?
I used to be, and not anymore, because I've been in and out of jail.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
For crimes I've never actually fully committed, but it's ridiculous.
Crimes that apparently the government framed you for to stop you from winning the election is what I heard. But
This call is from a federal prison.
I don't know. The thing is, I can't even run for president, and you know that. I can't run for president until 2036.
Yeah.
So even if that's their only cause right now, though, let's put him in jail so he can't vote.
I don't know.
Maybe, I don't fucking know, but I can see that because I already made it clear in 2022 I was a Trump supporter.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just saying what.
I don't know if it's true either.
The conspiracy
But yeah, no,
theories are.
There's conspiracy, I know.
Yeah, so I'm just telling you what the conspiracy theories are.
Daniel basically going off saying that, he's not committed any crimes and everything like that just basically baffles me because bro was like dining and dashing all the time when he was released. And then with this whole like making threats against like the White House and everything, it's just like, come on, Daniel. Like, you've done crimes before and...
Anyways, Griffin told me he wants to try to get me out of jail by Christmas. I told him if I can get Grace to agree to the relationship and get me out by the 25th, like he previously said, that would be best.
Well,
because he keeps flip-flopping everything. But
I don't think Griffin has any control over when you get out.
I don't think he does either. And I think the only people that does is if Grace comes forward and says, yeah, we've been behind everything, this entire family. Bob has been behind everything. Griffin's been behind everything. I have, Tina has, the label has. The only way that's going to clear up is if everybody just comes forward and admits it, they won't be able to do anything.
Yeah, Grace and Tina
because
have a lot of
everybody's
power,
behind it. Right.
Yeah.
If one person comes forward and says it, they're just going to arrest that person for, like, conspiracy or something, right? But if everybody comes forward at this point and just admits it and says, look, we've been in contact with everybody and this is what's going on, then then the odds of them dropping the case are almost 100%. I don't know why at this point my lawyer hasn't said, well, Daniel was being coerced by the feds into staying homeless, into making the threats.
So is there anything
due to his mental illness.
Is there anything you need me to do to try to get that process speeded up, or?
I don't know, because I looked online and it should only be 30 days. It should not be 4 months. It should be 30 days of outpatient counseling.
Okay. Well, just let
or
me...
coercion. It's not. It doesn't mean I'm going to be transferred to the psychiatric place.
Daniel is just going off about his relationship with Grace again. If Clark can tell Grace, hey, you want to be with Daniel, then forward and help Daniel out, help him get out of prison. But that was the other thing, is that none of these people are actually going to come forward. No one is conspiracy against Daniel. It's just Daniel at this point. Daniel made his actions and he's just not, taking accountability. And I think they're just trying to send him to the mental institution still. That's what I think.
That's another crazy thing I found out as well. The competency evaluation has nothing to do with mental health. The judge ordered a mental health evaluation, not a competency evaluation.
I thought you said...
I told my lawyer that, and he got pissed.
I thought you said that Grace ordered it, not the judge.
Well, Grace ordered it, told the prosecutor, and then the judge put it on paper to make it final.
Okay.
He's the one that officially ordered it.
Okay. Hey, isn't today your birthday?
Today's my birthday, yeah, and I was told by Grace back in January I would be living with her. So I'm pissed.
Okay.
But that's besides the point.
Well, happy birthday. I sent you a card. I don't know if you got it yet, but
I haven't gotten it yet.
Okay.
But everything is just a big fat lie at this point. I don't fucking know. I'm sitting in jail on my fucking birthday. This is now the 15th birthday I've spent behind bars. I'm just to a point I'm pissed off. So.
Are you still getting out, like you said, on the 25th, or?
I don't know. I don't know. The last I heard here at the jail, it still says I'm in a holdover status.
Okay.
Meaning that the holdover doesn't mean I'm being transferred. The holdover is we're waiting until somebody comes forward and says something. Okay. Which is bullshit, but that's besides the point. Anyways, I have to go, okay?
All right.
All right.
Are you going to call early in the morning like this now?
Until tomorrow, and then it switches back till the afternoon.
Okay. All right. Talk soon.
Was just frustrated. Basically, Daniel's like, we just need someone to come forward to say, like, oh no, this was all orchestrated by someone else. It wasn't by me. And then Daniel can then magically get released. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to move him, and I don't think Daniel's going to actually get released. That's all what I'm thinking. And it just seems that Daniel, with his delusions, they're just going to send him to the institution because he's talking with Grace, and I feel like when they actually, like the FBI and all of the Secret Service and everybody like that's investigating, they went to Grace. They went to the real Vanderwalts, and they were like, no, this dude has been harassing us. He thinks that he's in love with, our daughter and everything, and thinks that our daughter's gonna marry him and everything. So it's really not looking good for, like, Daniel at this point in time. And Daniel's just very frustrated that he's in jail on his birthday, and bro just wants to be out. He wants to go whoop it up for his birthday, not be in jail. That's what this new phone call was all about. Just Daniel being very frustrated, getting over this. He just wants to get released. He wants to get out. He wants to get his, Colorado ID and everything. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!